Google Harpoon Pest Solutions. When it comes to bugs, just say no. Call 215-588-2180.
Hello to everybody out there once again. This is Vernon and Quincy. This is episode 7 of our Harpoon Pest Solutions podcast. Getting up there, Q.
Yup, 7.
So we promised to talk about bees, Carpenter bees. That's kind of the first bee you will probably see when bee season starts. And it's a destructive bee. And then we're going to talk about business, how you can grow your business or get sales without spending real money, or actually very little money. We'll talk about that if you're a business owner out there. So bees, carpenter bees, they can be a pain. They eat through wood. They bore holes in the craziest spots, sometimes very high. I went to a woman's house. They bore holes under her railing. Now we're going to talk about these bees. They eat bare wood. They don't really do like painted wood or things of that nature. They make chambers. They just don't make a hole and sit in a hole, but they actually make pathways in the wood. So they'll make a perfect circle, which is pretty amazing, and then they'll make a right turn or a left turn inside the wood. So it's just not a straight hole, but it's actually a hole that can make turns and curves and things of that nature. And that's why they tear up the wood so bad. They don't eat the wood, they drill the wood. If you see them actually drilling, it's actually pretty amazing to see. You don't want them drilling your wood, but it is something to see. It's pretty amazing. You can actually hear them. They sound like a little drilling your wood. I've had the privilege of hearing them, and it's pretty amazing how they make perfect circles, right, Quince?
It is. Those are perfectly round circles. That it's amazing to see how they do that. They were designed that way. They, nest inside the wood, and it is something to see. I gotta say, like whenever we get called out for carpenter bees or carpenter ants or termites, wood destroying insects, it is amazing to see how they all engage with the wood differently and for different reasons. Um, in fact, I was just talking to a woman the other day. She's having an issue with woodpeckers because the woodpeckers are she has these wood shingles like on the side of her house, I guess, and the woodpeckers they're after the larvae. They're after the carpenter bee larvae that they've left in these galleries inside the wood. And so she has a lot of untreated wood. It doesn't have any stain or any finish on it, anything like that. And that's what the carpenter bees are attracted to. As you can see there in the slide, which is a good picture, gives you a good visual of what is exactly happening to the wood and how it weakens wood structures. So definitely, if you have an issue with carpenter bees, you want to get on the phone with someone immediately.
Right. Yeah, they can and for those who are not actually watching this video but listening to the podcast, we're trying to describe these long tubes in the wood and the curvatures that they make. This is no lie, man. I went to my wife was getting her windows tinted. So we went to this place out in Glen Mill, right? And I have never seen this many carpenter bees against a house.
Yeah.
They drilled the awning, so not awning, soffit.
Yeah.
It was wood soffit.
Oh yeah.
Under the house, you know what I mean, at the roof line, and Quincy, it was like hundreds of them. I mean, and here's the thing with carpenter bees. they can be very intimidating. They're big, they hover,
Yes.
you know, and they can get pretty close to you, even though they not really interested in stinging you. With the females, as you'll see
Yeah.
a slide, they can bite you, they can hit you, but they're so intimidating,
Yeah.
and they can multiply if you do not if you don't check them. If you
Yeah.
don't check them, and like you said, um, you can you have to call a professional. Now, how do you treat carpenter bees? Now, I don't know a natural way of a person doing it because they're in the wood.
Hmm.
So, you know, don't get the can and put the little straw tip on there and try to stick it up. It's just not going to work because they're not exactly, you know, this. It could be a really long tube. So you need to call someone when they start to multiply. You go in and out of your house. It is you're just if they're near your porch area. Let's say you got an outside porch, they're drilling into the porch or whatever, the railing. And Quincy brought up a good point about the wood, the bare wood that's not stained. A lot of people, and this is a very big mistake that homeowners do. A lot of people get the cheap 2x4 railings, and it's no knock on what you can afford. I'm not knocking that, but if you don't stain it, if you don't treat it,
Yeah.
they will hit those 2x4s. They
Yeah.
will. It is a guarantee they're going to eventually hit them 2x4s because they're looking for that kind of wood. So if you go to the do-it-yourself route, make sure you get a good quality wood and paint and stain it.
Yeah. Something pressure treated, will last, for a while,
Yeah.
but then eventually you got to get some type of stain put on it because
Right.
they will get to it. Now we had a deck at my old house. The deck was being, eaten up, tore up by carpenter bees. The handrail, yeah, anything like that is something that they're going to be attracted to. And like Vernon said, the intimidation factor
Mm.
is like, and I feel bad for people because they call and they're like, yo, we can't, we trying to barbecue out here and cook. These things
Right.
flying around. So yeah, we understand. We definitely
Yeah.
understand. That. But yeah, and as soon as we hit those galleries, we find those galleries, and that's normally a done deal once we can locate that and treat that. And a lot of times, you do have to call a professional out because a professional will pretty much have the experience to know where to look.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times homeowners just see these things popping up and they're like, sometimes they see, oh, I think, they're going in around there, but there's all types of areas around,
Yeah.
that. Wooden fences. We've seen them in the wooden fence posts,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it's pretty much.
So what we do, and real quick, it you're not gonna be able to get rid of them. But what's crazy is when we come out, if you give us a call, we come out. We're not gonna be at your house long because we have the
No, it's
tools
not
to
a
do it
long.
pretty quickly. So people say that's it. I'm paying this for that. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
I hate
true.
to tell you, but
Yeah.
your bees is about to be gone. So
Now, that's a very good point you brought up.
yes, we will not be long, but we know how to get rid of them. We know, and it's a dust treatment, but we know what we're doing to get rid of them. And don't get upset with us when we knock it out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the females sting. So don't think that they don't sting. If the female feel threatened, they'll sting. So get it taken care of. And again, they tear your wood up pretty bad. It's the stuff that you pay for. So all right, so that's carpenter bees. If we didn't address something about it, hit us on the comments below. If you got a question, we can give you a call. You can text us or give us a call. But the season when you're going to start to notice them is coming in about a few weeks. You're going to start to see them come out. So how do you get customers. I don't know, man. We got a lot of home not do it yourself, but carpenters, master carpenters, plumbers, things of that nature. And I got a lot of friends that do HVAC and all kinds of businesses. Obviously, the internet is the best way to get a mass amount of customers. Word of mouth is awesome. Word of mouth is the best customer. Internet is the most customers. So word of mouth is the best customer, but the internet is the most customers. So the things that is free that you can do is you can create a Google My Business page and make sure that it's optimized correctly. If you don't have a website, it's not the end of the world. You should try to get a little landing page website. But the thing that you may have to pay someone to build that for you, the simpler your website, a website don't have to be gaudy. It could be very simple. But that Google My Business page is where Google is going. They have competition, believe it or not. And there's different companies that's been gouging, Home Advisor, Angie's List. They're charging the employer, the person that's running the ad, all this money to get a job, and they're not paying Google anything. So they're showing up on Google. You type plumber near me, and you see Home Advisor, and you say, I'll just use them. You use them. They didn't have to pay Google for that, but they're charging you. That's how it works. Google's tired of that. And so what they did was they're pushing the Google My Business page and something called a local service page. It's the little boxes. When you search for most things now, any vertical, you'll see boxes at the top that says Google Guaranteed. Google Guaranteed means that if you don't do a good job, Google will give the customer the money back. They're going to make you fill out a whole lot of paperwork to get that Google Guaranteed check on your business. You got to be clean. You can't have a bad reputation. But that is the local. It is, and it really gets customers. People leave reviews on there. It's awesome. And then you pay Google an amount when a person calls, not when a person clicks on you on that little ad. They have to call you, and then you actually try to get that sale. Quincy, you want to add anything to that?
No, yeah, I really like, that's the one thing that we've been able to pretty much be consistent with, staying up with, was the Google My Business page, the Google GMB. Our Google GMB profile has pretty much been, it's the thing that's saved us, because we've tried a lot of different things. So we've been with different companies. We've had different websites over the years. We've had SEO companies, direct lead companies that we've dealt with. But the Google GMB profile that we established pretty much at the beginning of the business has always been consistent. It's always performed. And I remember back early on, like maybe like 7 years ago, where we would consistently get about maybe 3 or 4 calls a week. Now that's not a lot, but we got 3 or 4 calls a week, and it was all from the Google My Business profile. So even though we were spending all this other money on this other stuff,
right,
that GMB page, it would perform. Now, you may be thinking, 3 or 4 calls a week is not a lot, and it wasn't. But it was just in that one local area, the town we started in. And, we didn't really know how to optimize it at that point, but it was up, it was running. And it gave us an opportunity to go out and collect reviews.
Right.
And it was a snapshot of our business. Everything was there for people. So they knew what our hours was, what area we serviced. They could see that we was right in their town.
Right.
And and so now it is kind of cool and exciting to see that Google is, dedicating a lot of resources to it. They've changed the name of it so many different times because I think
Yeah,
what is it now? It's called Google
I forget.
profile,
Yeah,
business profile,
workshop
something.
or something. I can't
Yeah,
really remember. Yeah,
but we I mean, we have, as a company, we haven't done too bad because we grew it out.
right,
We got all of our reviews on there. We have reviews in other places too, but at the end of the day, everyone knows Google is the only place that matters.
right, right.
So I mean,
You wanna put reviews. You want to get reviews on Google. We got over 200 now.
yeah,
And it, Google pays attention. They pay attention to your reviews. They also pay attention, and Quincy's really good at this, at posting pictures, the things that you post on your page, your Google My Business page. You should be putting pictures on your Google My Business page so that customers, you just had a personal experience, Quince, where you put box elder bugs on there, and a woman seen the picture of the box elder bugs and seen them on her house, and she called us.
yup,
And here's the thing. That is a free sale. That's not like pay-per-click, which we'll talk about another podcast. That's not like LSA, which they charge you if the customer call. They call through that GMB. That's free.
yeah,
That's free. And during the peak season, I mean, whatever your business is and your season is out there, pest control, we get 10, 15 calls a day
yeah.
of just sales, so it is awesome. And like you said, it is exciting. And the more you optimize it, the more it will grow. If you got a website, connect it to your website.
And that's interesting that you bring this up because as you're sitting here talking, I'm thinking about it now. There is a lot of people that we know that have small businesses,
Yes.
and home service,
Yep.
and they don't have a Google. They don't have and it's free.
And it's free.
You just reach out. You just you reach out to Google. I forget exactly how we did it. Or I think we just did it online. We did it
You do it
online.
online.
Yeah, they send you a card in the mail. The card will have a PIN number on it. You log back in. You put that PIN number in there, and then boom, that establishes your Google, business profile page. And I mean, we in pest control, so for us to make money, we got to get a lot of stuff. But I'm sure if you're a plumber, HVAC guy, you get 4 jobs, you get 4 leads, and you close on one of them, a half of them. That's a lot of money for you. Not so much with us, but for an HVAC guy,
it works.
I mean, it's a big deal.
I mean, it's people in my BNI group that literally don't have Google pages. I couldn't believe it. I mean, they do not have GMBs. One guy just told me, yeah, I'm about to start it up, and he's been in business for years. So
wow.
Yeah. And listen, the first thing out of a person's mouth, I don't want to pay for nothing.
Yeah.
And they think everything costs money, and they think it costs a lot of money. It don't. Talk to us, man. Give us a call. We don't want to make this podcast too long, but give us a call. We don't mind sharing because people share it with us. I mean, we traveled all over this continent to different seminars and things of that nature. And people have helped. They have helped us. They have helped us.
Yeah.
And so we want to help others, but share information. It's good to share information. So that's it, man. We can talk about, we're going to talk about Google again, by the way. So we're not going to just, you don't know it all yet. We don't know it all yet, but there's still more to talk about with Google. Google got so much stuff going on.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still learning stuff,
And on the next one, we can talk about website and common mistakes that people make with websites.
We got stories. and it's website, it's dealing with SEO companies. It's a lot of stuff that we can dive into.
Yeah.
Because we went to the school of hard knocks.
That's right. Well, guys,
around, so
yeah. No, we got some stories, and you're gonna laugh at your radio or your cell phone or this video when you hear them.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's great. It's great talking about business. We love talking about business, but we also got to talk about the pests. So we'll catch you on the next one. episode 7.
All right. Bye-bye.